Hey guys! First of all, a huge thank you to everyone who always supports me and my channel and subscribes. Spider Farmer is currently running a 420 sale with huge discounts on products. Plus you can combine discount coupons and earn triple reward points. Feel free to check out the links in the video description, but now enjoy today's 420 special. In today's run I want to show you how I grow and harvest the toffee pudding auto-organically. The breeder is Anesia Seeds and I got this free seed from the Anesia booth at the Mary Jane 2025. For germination I used an 8-liter fabric pot, which also will serve as the final pot, filled with pre-fertilized soil that you can get from any grow shop. Then placed the seed about 2 cm deep in the center of the soil, sprayed water directly onto the seed once with a small spray bottle, covered the seed with soil and moistened the surface again with a few sprays. After that I left the pot in the tent at over 15 degrees Celsius and checked it daily until the seedling emerged. For autoflowers, the general preferred method is to let the seeds germinate directly in the final pot. As soon as the seedling emerged, the plant was placed under an 18-hour light cycle. Day 1 is counted from the moment the seedling emerged and shed its seed coat. Let's take a quick look at the setup. The setup is a 70 by 70 by 160 Spider Farmer complete grow tent kit with the Spider Farmer SF1000 LED, a 100mm or 4-inch inline fan, a 100mm or 4-inch activated carbon filter, and the 6-inch Spider Farmer clip fan with different speeds and adjustable oscillation. The entire setup is automatically monitored and controlled via the GGS smart controller. I personally really like using the Spider Farmer app, as it is a very simple and relaxed solution. You will find the links to the products below in the video description. Use my code 420Lexikon for an 8% discount on all Spider Farmer products. This is an auto-flowering plant, which means that it won't enter the flowering stage after switching to a 12-hour light cycle. Instead, you can provide the plant with light for as long as you want during any stage, because the plant decides on its own and will eventually transition to the flowering stage automatically. For the first 2 weeks, the plant is only watered with a small spray bottle. Once the plant got a little bigger, I started watering it properly. I go by how heavy the pot feels. I simply lift the pot before and after watering. Once you have done this often enough, you will know that the dry pot weighs almost nothing and you should let the pot dry out a little before each watering. The amount of water is simply always adjusted to the plant's drinking behavior. If the pot dries out too quickly, I water it more the next time, but always make sure not to overwater. It is better to give too little water than too much. I water with tap water that has been left to stand for 12 to 24 hours. I don't adjust the pH value and I don't use liquid fertilizers. During the vegetative stage, I try to keep the humidity above 60% and the temperature above 25 degrees Celsius. In addition, the plant generally has a higher nitrogen requirement during the vegetative stage. Among other things, nitrogen is responsible for the plant's green color. Nitrogen is essential for cell division and cell proliferation and is therefore particularly important when leaf and root development reach their peak. Nitrogen is considered a mobile nutrient within the plant, meaning the plant can transport it to wherever it is most needed at the moment. Because of this mobility, the first symptoms of nitrogen deficiency appear on older leaves. The plant draws available nitrogen from the older cells to build new ones. This means that the lower leaves are the first to start turning yellow as soon as the plant can no longer draw enough nitrogen from the soil. Overwatering can also cause this. Since this is an auto-flowering plant, I can only estimate when it will start flowering, but if I had to guess, I would say we are already in the flowering stage. For the flowering stage, I set the light cycle to 12 hours even if this is an automatic plant, just because the plant was sharing the tent with other plants. During the flowering stage, the plant's nitrogen requirements decrease, while its phosphorus and potassium requirements increase to support the development of good flowers. That's why, before the flowering stage begins, I give the plant about 3 grams per liter of medium, greenhouse-feeding Bio Bloom. This is an organic slow-release fertilizer that supplies the plant with nutrients throughout the entire flowering stage. Mix the fertilizer directly into the soil and then only water it. A few days later, a white mycelium layer forms on the soil surface. This is a beneficial network of fungal threads that promotes microbial life in the soil, breaks down organic matter and makes nutrients available for the plants. The mycelium is completely harmless to humans, pets and the plants themselves. For me, this is the best method as I don't have time to mix a fertilizer solution every time I water. Also, unlike many others, I honestly don't see any relevant price differences when you consider the amount of products required and the frequency of application. Here the plant is in the stretch phase. This is the first 2 to 3 weeks of the flowering stage, in which the plant produces a height increase of 100 to 200% depending on the strain and the length of the vegetative stage. This time, however, I decided against lollipopping the plant since the flowers had enough space between them so the leaves didn't cast as much shade on the flowers. I want to emphasize again that I'm doing a home grow in my own style here. I want to keep it as simple as possible. From this point on, I really just need to water the plant until harvest. Throughout the day, so as long as the lights are on, I keep the recirculating clip fan running simply to reduce the chance of mold developing. every stage, the VPD or vapor pressure deficit is actually the ideal value that you should focus on. The VPD is influenced by the ratio of temperature to humidity. You can read and adjust your current VPD using charts. There are different charts for each type of lamp. I have included the ones for LEDs in the description. The Spider Farmer GGS controller of course takes this part of work for you also and calculates your VPD in real time. In the first few weeks of the flowering stage, I sometimes let the temperature go as high as 29 degrees Celsius. In the last 2 weeks of the flowering stage, however, I am more careful not to let it go above 25 degrees Celsius to preserve terpenes and cannabinoids. The late discoloration, or specifically the yellowing and drying out of the leaves, is intentional. Towards the end of the flowering stage, so the life of the plant, it uses up all the nutrients from the leaves and then sheds them off. This process is also known as organic flush and ensures that less chlorophyll needs to be broken down in the final product, resulting in a smoother and more flavorful smoking experience. This time I didn't play around with 48 hours of only light or only darkness before harvest, since the plant was still sharing the tent with other plants. On day 81 I harvested the toffee pudding auto. To dry the plant, I hung the whole plant upside down after removing all the larger leaves, i.e. the fan leaves. It is best to hang the plant in a dark place with a temperature of 16 to 19 degrees Celsius and a humidity of 55 to 60% to protect terpenes and cannabinoids. The plant is fully dried as soon as the first branches snap and no longer bend, so as soon as you hear the first crack. Drying the plant took about 10 days. This is what the buds look like after drying, and the total harvest amounted to about 35 grams. Strangely enough, this strain tasted more like a lemon haze than toffee pudding, but whatever. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Check out the links in the video description and leave a like and a subscribe to show your support if you liked the videos. Otherwise, thanks for watching the video up to this point, and I'll see you in the next run.